Since this week our focus is fruits and vegetables, today I'm going to show you how to make natural dyes using fruits and vegetables to either dye clothes or tie-dye. Some things that you're going to need are rubber bands, gloves, vinegar/salt, clothing items you want to dye, fruits/vegetables depending on colors you want, and condiment containers to put dyes in. So the first thing you want to make sure you do is have your clothes washed and dried and ready to go before you start. And then the next thing you want to do is prepare a fixative to put your clothes in so that the dye catches better. For mine, I'm using vinegar because I'm using all plant-based materials for dye. And so for this, it's 1 part vinegar per 4 parts water. I already put 10 cups of water in here, so I'm going to put 2.5 cups of vinegar into the pot. If you were going to use berries, you would do 1/2 cup of salt for 8 cups of water. The next thing that you want to do is, if you're going to do patterns on your clothes, is to get the pattern already set up. So the first pattern I'm going to show you is a spiral. I want my spiral to start over here, so I'm going to spin my shirt and continue to keep spinning it. Then I'm going to rubber band it. As you can see, there's the spiral. And then another one that you can do is going lengthwise, roll up your shirt, and then you would twist it like you're wringing out a towel. Get it nice and tight. And then spiral it up again, and then rubber band it up. For my last one, I'm just going to dye, so I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm going to put this all in the solution, and then I'm going to let this allow to boil for an hour. Now that we have our clothes simmering in the fixative solution, we can get our dyes ready. The plants that I chose were red cabbage to get a purple color, and if you add baking soda you can get a blue. And then beets for a red or pink, just depends on how it comes out. And then I'm using turmeric, but you can the spice, but you can also use the root. But with this, it'll be an orange or to a yellow. So the first thing you want to do is get your gloves on, because both the beet and the cabbage will dye your fingers. I've gotten most of it prepared already, but what your child could do is, this would be a great tearing work for them. You can tear the cabbage, put it in the bowl, and then for the beets, the child could do the peeling. You would have to hold it, but they could practice peeling. I'm not going to peel this whole beet right now because I have all my stuff prepared right now, right here. So now once everything is cut up, we're going to put it in our water. So per 1 cup of your solution, or not solution, but plant material, you're going to put 2 cups of water. So I had 4 cups of beets to 8 cups of water. And then I had 4.5 cups of cabbage, so 9 cups of water. And then for turmeric, since you're using the spice, it'll be 1 to 2 tablespoons per 3 to 4 cups of water. and sometimes you get more than what you want. I'm going to add a little bit more water to this. Then I'm going to just bring all these to a boil, and then I'm going to reduce it to a simmer and cover them for an hour, and we'll be back. So my shirts are all done boiling, and I'm going to grab them so we can straighten them. And then we're going to rinse it with some cold water. And then I'm going to just squeeze some of the excess water out. And I'm just going to put it in this bowl for now. So all the dyes now are done boiling. I already emptied out the turmeric since I didn't have to strain it. And now we're going to strain out the other. First I'm going to do the cabbage, and I want to get a bowl underneath my strainer. To pour it in slowly. I'm just going to try to push out any excess water. And then I'm going to throw this into a container, and I'm going to take it out to the compost later. Since I'm going to use half of this, or some of it for some blue, I'm just going to pour a little bit into another container. And then I'm just going to place them over here to cool down. And then we're going to do the beets. Now the dyes have to cool to room temperature, so you can put them in your containers, and we will be back in a little bit to dye. So now that the dyes have cooled, I put them in the containers already and separated all of my shirts into different containers, and my husband's joining me to do his 2 shirts. So for my t-shirt that I'm just dyeing, I just put it in this container, and I had a lot of leftover beet juice, so I'm just going to pour it in. And I'm just going to let this soak in there. And then for these ones, I'm going to do multiple colors. They're going to sit for 12 hours overnight, and then you'll rinse them off with cool water, and then you'll put them in the dryer and dry them. I hope to see your guys' final products later. Take a picture and post it on Shutterfly. Happy tie-dyeing.
Have fun!